you need to press the record button before you start setting up. Because once I know you're doing it, I just stop.
Yeah, I know.
Cards.
I got these cards too.
I'm super congested, and for that, I apologize.
Yeah.
Because it's Wednesday night, and here we are recording. Oh, man. It's been a bit of a week.
Yeah. I mean, our research is done. That's good.
Hey, that's
Yay.
a good thing. Have I looked over it today? No, I have not, because this was the stuff I did last week.
I sort of skimmed mine. I finished mine last night.
I'm proud of you.
Yay. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 2 of season 2. Yay. Do we have good news?
You know what? I read a thing and then I didn't write it down.
Good news.
So I'm just going to Google good news of the day.
Good news. I was singing Wicked.
Well, no, I don't want this. Okay, no. Let's see.
That's okay. We could just
I got nothing.
We can have we'll have our war members at the end.
I read some random thing that said that they have had good results in trial studies for stem cell something for macular degeneration, which is just your eyes because you get old.
Yeah.
And they have positive results with that. So,
well, cool.
Since I have been wearing glasses since 3rd grade, I'm like, hook me up. How do I get in on this? Because let's go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, yay. That's my good news of the day, I guess. I should have written that down.
That's okay.
Oh, well. Anyway, hey, what's up? What you got? What are you going to talk about?
I'm going to draw an Uno card.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we have to do that. I just think you should go first.
I got a 0.
Draw 2. I'm going to play my draw 2 card.
Already? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take that one, though.
6.
Haha, 4.
Oh, man. Okay.
I'll do my part 2 later.
I mean, I already
everybody
know what you're
knows
talking
what
about.
I'm talking about. Yeah, you should go first.
You should go first because okay, fine.
No,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Let me have your card.
That's my card. Okay. I'm excited.
You should be.
I always am. I love listening to you tell me about your stuff.
We're going to learn things.
We're going
to learn stuff.
Okay. You did say you had like something sciencey.
Yeah, it's sciencey. But first I have a little excerpt from, I don't know if you guys can hear the cat.
He is screaming his head off.
So enjoy that. He says hi. Zirin says hi. I'm going to start off with an excerpt from The Lord of the Flies, oddly enough.
Okay. I haven't read that in a billion years.
We read it in high school. I think it's banned now.
Probably.
But we read it in high school.
90% of the good books are banned. Yeah. So go out and read them all.
Yeah. Okay, so it says, strange things happened at midday. The glittering sea rose up, moved apart in plains of blatant impossibility. The coral reef and the few stunted palms that clung to the more elevated parts would float up into the sky, would quiver, be plucked apart, run like raindrops on a wire, or be repeated as in an odd succession of mirrors. Sometimes land loomed where there was no land and flicked out like a bubble as the children watched.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you remember the actual word, the actual term?
Yes. And I hope I say it. It's the Mirage thing. It's fata morgana, right?
Fata morgana, yes. I am talking about a type of superior mirage called a fata morgana.
Sweet.
So I don't think I included this in my notes, but I want to explain the difference between a superior mirage and an inferior mirage. A superior mirage is a mirage that happens above the horizon. So Fata Morgana is a superior mirage, which means you see things up in the sky.
Oh.
And an inferior mirage is what, like, I see a lot of being, from the desert. You see, like, water on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That happens below the horizon, so that's an inferior mirage.
I just thought, like, superior was a better one.
Yeah, that's what I assumed when it kept saying Fata Morgana is a superior mirage. I was like, oh, it must be a big deal then. But that's not right.
Well,
so yeah, it is a complex form of mirage that's visible in a narrow band right above the horizon. These mirages significantly distort the objects that they are based on, so much that the object is completely unrecognizable, usually.
Oh, wow.
Usually, but sometimes not. Sometimes it's just a big magnified version of the object that is casting this mirage.
The quote you read sounded like it was just like...
Yeah, like the palms lifted up.
Yeah.
And there are other accounts of like cities being up in the sky. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get to a really cool thing that happened in Buffalo a long time ago, Buffalo, New York. Okay. And there's a really cool description of that. But that's like towards the end of my notes. Okay. Anyway, Fata Morgana can be seen at sea or on land, in polar regions or in deserts. It can involve almost any kind of distant object, including boats, islands, and the coastline or buildings. Fata Morgana mirages change super quickly because, temperature fluctuations are always fluctuating. Temperatures are always fluctuating.
Yep.
These mirages usually comprise of several inverted, which is upside down images, and upright images kind of stacked on top of one another, each other.
I want to see one of these.
I know. It seems really cool. They also show alternating compressed and stretched zones, like on the horizontal plane axis,
layers.
I guess. Yeah. So it'll be like super stretched or super compressed and constantly shifting. And before I get into more of the science of what causes a Fata Morgana, I want to talk about the etymology. Fata Morgana, la Fata Morgana, means the fairy Morgana. It's the Italian name of Morgan Le Fay, also known as Morgana.
Oh, from King Arthur.
Yeah, she was a powerful sorceress in Arthurian legend, and originally a fairy figure rather than a human woman. I believe in the Arthurian legend she is Arthur's half-sister.
Yeah, I think so. That's what's in my head.
Yeah. The early works they don't really mention Morgana's true nature. They don't really elaborate on that other than describing her as a fairy or a magician. And then it wasn't until later that she was described as King Arthur's half-sister and an enchantress.
Ah.
In Arthurian legend, after Arthur's last battle, Morgana takes him to the fairy realm of Avalon. In medieval times, suggestions for the location of Avalon included the other side of the earth at the Antipodes, Sicily, and other locations in the Mediterranean. And Morgana is even associated with sirens, and in medieval French Arthurian romance written in the 13th century, she's called Mistress of the Fairies of the Salt Sea. When stories of Morgana's magic reached Italy, talking about her passion for luring sailors to an undersea palace with visions of castles in the air, her name became associated with these mirages.
Oh, that is so cool.
These mirages are commonly seen in the Strait of Messina. So people would see these mirages and be like, oh, that's Morgan Le Fay. Yeah.
That is so crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Like, I've read a lot of Arthurian stories and different versions and stuff. And like, the only time I really remember Morgana is from I think it was like a 70s or 80s movie called Excalibur, which is funny because someone just mentioned that in our Discord server not long ago. Synchronicities. But yeah, that was the first time where I had read or learned about her kind of in the Enchantress kind of thing. Before she was just Arthur's half sister. So that's okay, that's so cool. I had no idea that she had this whole like history of all of that.
I knew of her. I had heard the name before, and knew that she was an enchantress of some kind. But I didn't really, I don't know. The only other exposure I've really had to that is watching Merlin. So, and she's in there. I like her character. But that's probably not at all like with original Arthurian legend. I'm sure they took liberties with that story.
I'm sure they did.
So one of the sightings in the Strait of Messina that was written about was the actual first known description of a fata morgana. It was written by a Jesuit priest named Father Domenico Giardina. And as he looked out over the sea from Messina in 1643, he wrote, "A city all floating in the air, and so measureless and so splendid, so adorned with magnificent buildings, all of which was found on a base of a luminous crystal." So like when he saw it, it lifted the entire city up, or it seemed to be a city with buildings. Mm-hmm. He then said the metropolis suddenly transformed into a garden, and next a forest, and then in a flash, it all descended into chaos. Huge armies sprang forth, as did the towns they had laid waste to, before the whole mess disappeared. So like rapidly shifting into all these different visions. So this guy, Father Domenico Giardina, he was a scientist and reacted like any scientist would. He wrote all of his observations down and pondered it.
He listened to my usual people of the past write this down.
Yeah, he did.
Good job.
He made an account of everything he saw, and he thought about it. And his conclusion was that minerals and salts rise up in hot weather in vapors from the sea to form clouds, which then condense in the cooler upper air to become a mobile specchio. This is a quote by him. I don't know what that word means. A moving polyhedrical mirror. And that observation, while wrong, it's really, really impressive.
When was that?
1643.
Well, he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Instead of being just like, spirits
Morgan
of the
Le
world.
Fay, it's
Morgan Le Fay.
Morgana.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like science.
Yeah. So
I like this guy.
he was actually close to being accurate, but not there.
He had like the temperature.
Yeah, with the temperature
fluctuations,
changes
yeah.
and stuff. A fata morgana occurs because rays of light bend when they pass through air layers of different temperatures in a steep thermal inversion where an atmospheric duct has formed. So I'm going to be your glossary for a second.
Okay, thank you.
A thermal inversion is a phenomenon in which a layer of warmer air sits over a layer of cooler air. So normally, air temperature gradually decreases as altitude increases. But in a thermal inversion, it's the opposite. You've got the cold air closer to the surface of the Earth, and it's sort of trapped there by a layer of warm air.
Oh, okay.
An atmospheric duct is a horizontal layer in the lower atmosphere where light and radio waves are trapped and sort of guided along the curvature of the Earth. So because of this temperature inversion, it creates this sort of atmospheric duct that sort of it traps these light waves and radio waves in it and sort of makes them go along the curvature of the Earth. So this also extends their range far beyond the normal range of sight. And this is sort of a throwback to season 1, episode 27, where I talked about sky trumpets.
Yes.
That was one of the theories about sky trumpets, is that the sound waves were carried in one of these ducts. So
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. And I think that's
wild.
why I have Fata Morgana on the list. That's
I think
how it ended up there.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. But I think the the sort of point against ducks being the cause of these sky trumpets was because it rarely happens with sound waves. So like you have radio waves, you have light waves. It happens there all the time, but sound waves are different.
Sky trumpets are just aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. So here is a neat little thing about ducks. And this is a quote by a scientist named Robert McFarlane. He says, because the curvature performed within a thermal inversion is stronger than the curvature of the Earth's surface, light rays can be continuously guided along the duct following the Earth's own curvature without ever diffusing up into space. In theory, therefore, if your eyes were strong enough to see that far, a duct would allow you to gaze around the whole Earth and witness your own back and shoulders turned toward you.
Whoa.
Right?
That is so wild. That's like Legolas, what do your elf eyes see? I see my back.
My back.
I've been working out. That is wild.
So like if our eyes could see that far and if a duct would, have those ideal conditions of the thermal inversion all the way around the curvature of the Earth, that could be a possibility.
That is wild.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the fata morgana. So this atmospheric duct that acts like a refracting lens, it produces a series of both inverted and upright images. So in order for this mirage to happen, it requires a duct to be present, and thermal inversion alone is not enough to produce this kind of mirage. While a thermal inversion often takes place without there being an atmospheric duct cannot exist without there first being a thermal inversion. So it has to be a combination of the two for this mirage to take place.
Okay. So the thermal inversion, that's kind of like the inversions over valleys, like it happens in Salt Lake a lot where they get the inversion, right? Like the warmer air is keeping the cold air down.
Yeah, it traps the cold air.
So that happens a lot, but only occasionally you get this thermal duct work. Okay. Duct work. Okay. So thermal inversions happen more often than the duct. Okay.
I guess is what I got from that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Fata Morgana mirages are most commonly seen in the polar regions, but really they can be seen pretty much anywhere as long as the atmospheric conditions are met. To generate the Fata Morgana phenomenon, the thermal the thermal inversion has to be strong enough that the curvature of the light rays within the inversion layer is stronger than the curvature of the Earth. So while the light rays are bouncing around in there, those curves have to be stronger than the curvature of the Earth.
Okay, so it would kind of be like sharper little curve.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it tends to kind of like ping pong between the heat layer and
the cold layer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting this imagery in my head now.
Yeah.
I'm a scientist. This is cool.
I hope I'm explaining it in a way to understand.
I'm starting to, like, at first I didn't picture it, but now I am starting to see kind of
how it works.
Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to see it.
So under these conditions, the rays bend and create arcs. An observer needs to be within or below an atmospheric duct in order to be able to see a Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana may be observed from any altitude within the Earth's atmosphere. So like the ducts don't only happen like right at the
you could
Earth's
be in a
surface.
plane.
You can be, these ducts can be anywhere within the Earth's atmosphere, but in order to see the Fata Morgana, you also have to be in the duct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be wild to be in a plane and just be like, oh, look, a city in the sky. Cool.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned planes because my next line is, I said they may be observed from any altitude within the Earth's atmosphere, from sea level up to mountaintops, and even including the view from airplanes.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
That's wild. I would freak out if I looked out the window and was like...
And saw like a boat or...
Yeah. Like I wouldn't freak out now because I would be like, dude, Fata Morgana. But prior to this recording, I would be like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. So like I said earlier, I mentioned the constantly changing conditions of the atmosphere. A fata morgana may change in various ways within just a few seconds of time. So much like in Father Giardina's description, he said it started out as a city and then it turned into a garden, then a forest, then armies were fighting and cities, were razed and being destroyed and stuff like that. All within, well, I'm not actually sure how long that guy observed this particular fata morgana, but it could just be seconds.
Yeah. So you might get into this, but like these light rays are there and what they're doing is grabbing what's off the ground and putting it up there.
Yeah.
So he wasn't actually seeing like armies and all the stuff. He was just seeing like...
He was seeing a landmass of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe just like because it was up, you said some of them could be upside down. Maybe it was, he thought it looked
and
like that.
Images can be like massively distorted. So like it could have been actual buildings causing the mirage. I'm not sure where exactly he was located and where he was looking. So it could have just been like a sandbar or something.
Okay.
Hello, you can't step on my computer, please.
Okay.
Yeah. So it
cool.
has to have a sort of
a source.
A source, yeah.
Okay.
And in the polar regions, it's usually ice.
Yeah. Ice formations can be really wild.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was funny. We had some
kitty cat interaction.
Just cat fun. Ooh. All right, now I'm going to talk about some famous Fata Morgana sightings.
Oh.
The most famous is the Flying Dutchman.
Oh, that is... Wait, okay.
So the Flying Dutchman, according to folklore, is a ghost ship that can never go home and is doomed to sail the seven seas forever. The Flying Dutchman is usually spotted from afar, sometimes seen to be glowing with ghostly light. One of the possible explanations of the origin of the Flying Dutchman is Fata Morgana, seen at sea.
Ship, part of the crew.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Yeah, I still think that there is an actual,
of course,
lost ship out there that can never go home, has to sail forever. But yeah, sure, we can blame it on a Fata Morgana.
It's just a mirage, whatever. Scientists with boring imaginations. No, it's good. Okay, but that is kind of cool because you would be out at sea. Like, it could happen enough that it would start to, more sailors would see it. Yeah. Especially back like when we didn't have radios and it took months and you were out at sea for months and months and months. You just I saw that ship again, it was really cold that night and I saw that ship.
Neat thing, I should have included this in my notes, but I didn't. But radar mirages exist. And they are actually like pretty common.
What?
So yeah, radar can pick up on these mirages.
That is wild.
Yeah, I should have looked into that more.
That can be another topic, radar mirages.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I know.
Also terrifying.
Yeah.
Also, like, now I'm singing 99 Red Balloons.
Okay.
Because that was the whole thing. Like the radar picked up the balloons.
Yeah. Back at base, bugs in the software. Flash the message. Something's out there. Yeah.
Except I heard all of that in German.
In German, yeah. Okay, yeah. The first time I heard that song was the cover that Goldfinger did. Yeah. It's really good. I like it better than the original.
Nina's.
Yeah.
I like both versions, but like for me, the original is, it just hits there because that's the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
Yeah. Okay. So a Fata Morgana superior mirage of a ship can take many different forms. Even when the boat in the mirage does not seem to be suspended in the air, it still looks ghostly and unusual. And what is even more important, it's ever-changing in its appearance. So this lended to the whole Flying Dutchman superstition. Sometimes this mirage causes the ship to appear to float inside the waves. At other times, an inverted ship appears to sail above its real counterpart or whatever, like the real ship. And then there's like an inverted image of it just sailing along like an upside down ship over a right side up ship.
That's wild. So
Yeah.
that's where they got the imagery for that one
For
Pirates of the Caribbean
Probably,
movie?
yeah. There's a lot of um
Yep.
like seafaring superstitions
Mm-hmm.
that
Oh, yeah.
is just all mirages.
That is wild.
Yeah. And like the flash of green light that you see at a sunset, like it all has to do with temperature and atmospheric conditions and stuff like that. That's another
That's
superstition.
So wild. That's so cool.
Anyway, I want to draw the pirate card again because I was just like, oh, pirate
you just draw
superstitions.
it?
That would be fun.
You should just do it. Just do it.
Okay.
You can just do it.
All right.
Because I just want to sit and listen to you talk about it.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. With a fata morgana, it can be hard to say which individual segment of the mirage is real and which is not real. So sometimes it's not really distorted that much.
Ooh.
When a real ship is out of sight because it's below the horizon line, a fata morgana can cause the image of it to be elevated, and then everything which is seen by the observer is a mirage. On the other hand, if the real ship is still above the horizon, the image of it can be duplicated many times and elaborately distorted by a fata morgana.
Wow.
So many versions of this mirage can happen. Oops, did not mean to do that.
That is wild.
Yeah. I accidentally scrolled up on my notes. All right. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, a lot of exploring and expeditions were happening, and Fata Morgana mirages may have played a role in a number of unrelated discoveries, quote, discoveries of Arctic and Antarctic land masses, which were later shown to not exist.
Oh, wow.
And I have some examples.
Cool.
The Croker Mountains were spotted from Lancaster Sound in Canada during one explorer's search for the Northwest Passage. This guy saw mountains, named them after a famous guy, then ordered the ship to go back to England because, hey, there are mountains there. We can't go that way. His crewmates urged him not to. They were more familiar with sea travel and mirages at sea, but he ordered the ship back to England anyway. A year later, another explorer set out and proved that the Croker Mountains had been a mirage.
Oh,
so
what?
he was able to keep going.
That guy's
the
like,
mountains.
oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. There was another explorer who claimed to have sighted land northwest of Cape Thomas Hubbard in northern Canada. He named it Crocker Land and asked for a bunch of money to go find it. It was later discovered that this guy totally made it up just to get the money. But there was another explorer. I love this story. Another explorer totally missed that it was made up.
Oh my gosh.
And 7 years later, set out to find Crocker Land.
Oh no.
So the crazy thing about this story is the members of the expedition did actually see what appeared to be a huge island on the northwestern horizon. The leader of this expedition, his name was Donald Baxter McMillan, described it. He said, hills, valleys, snow-capped peaks extending through at least 120 degrees of the horizon. And then there was a member of the expedition who was an Inuk hunter with 20 years of experience. His name was Puigatok.
Okay.
Piuggaattoq. Puigatok is what I'm going to say, and it's probably not right. But this person was very experienced. He suggested that it was just an illusion. He called it a pujok, which means mist. But Macmillan insisted that they press on, even though it was late in the season and the sea ice was breaking up. For 5 days, they went on following the mirage. After they had covered about 125 miles of dangerous sea ice, Macmillan finally admitted that Puigatok was right. The land that they had sighted was, in fact, a mirage.
Wow. That is wild.
And in his book, 4 Years in the White North, Macmillan wrote, the day was exceptionally clear, not a cloud or trace of mist. If land could be seen, now was our time. Yes, there it was. It could even be seen without a glass, extending from southwest true to north-northeast. Our powerful glasses, however, brought out more clearly the dark background in contrast with the white, the whole resembling hills, valleys, and snow-capped peaks to such a degree that had we not been on the frozen sea for 150 miles, we would have staked our lives upon its reality. Our judgment then, as now, is that this was a mirage or a loom of the sea ice.
Wow. So, did it stay visible?
It sounds like
it sounds like it stayed visible. So they were like just in this current.
Yeah.
Or in that duct.
That duct. Uh-huh.
And wow.
For 5 days.
Because you wouldn't be like, oh, well, it's gone now, but I'm sure I saw it.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they still saw it through their glass. Telescope?
Yeah, telescope.
Yeah. That's what it's called.
Telescope.
Oh, man. So
I mean, to be fair, he did say glasses.
Okay, good.
A glass.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just could not find the word, and I wanted to say microscope, and I knew that was wrong.
Yeah. So this expedition did collect a lot of interesting samples, but is still considered to be a failure and a very expensive mistake.
Oh, man.
The final cost was $100,000, which is the equivalent of $2.3 million today.
Oof. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would not be great.
So this is the cool thing that happened in Buffalo. Lake Ontario is famous for its mirages. And this neat little thing happened in 1894. And I have an excerpt from the Scientific American, the magazine, describing this crazy fata morgana. It says, the people of Buffalo, New York were treated to a remarkable image between 10 and 11 o'clock on the morning of the 16th of August. It was the city of Toronto, with its harbor and small island to the south of the city. Toronto is 56 miles from Buffalo, but the church spires could be counted with the greatest ease. The Mirage took in the whole breadth of Lake Ontario, Charlotte, the suburbs of Rochester, being recognized as a projection east of Toronto. A side-wheel steamer could be seen traveling in a line from Charlotte to Toronto Bay. 2 dark objects were at last found to be the steamers of the New York Central plying between Lewiston and Toronto. Wow. A sailboat was also visible and disappeared suddenly. Slowly, the Mirage began to fade away, to the disappointment of thousands who crowded the roofs of houses and office buildings. A bank of clouds was the cause of the disappearance of the Mirage. A close examination of the map showed the Mirage did not cause the slightest distortion, the gradual rise of the city from the water being rendered perfectly. It is estimated that at least 20,000 spectators saw the novel spectacle. Whoa. This mirage is what is known as that of the third order. That is, the object looms up far above the level and not inverted, as with mirages of the first and second orders, but appearing like a perfect landscape far away in the sky.
That is
Isn't that
so
crazy?
Cool.
They saw Toronto from Buffalo.
And like those ships and the sailing. That is
the
so
train.
cool. The train and the steamer.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I guess it wasn't a train, was it? It was
a steamer.
A steamer. Yeah. Oh, a side wheel steamer is what they said.
Okay. That is so cool. And I feel like, okay, 20,000 people, the first few people were probably like, dude, am I losing my mind? Do you see what I'm seeing over there? Like, that looks just like Toronto. And then, news spreads until the entire city's looking at it. That is so cool.
It's crazy. I want to see something like that.
Oh, man. Seriously.
Like it would be insane.
Yes. How can you be like, predict? I guess you can't. Like, you just have to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. I mean, they're common in the polar regions, so let's just go over there.
It's really cold there, though.
It is really cold there.
I mean, and I prefer cold over hot, but that's really cold.
It's so cold. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll have to find another way.
Well, you said in Messina, Italy?
Italy. Yeah. Sicily. Let's go to Sicily.
Okay. We can go there.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds good. We'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. You can reach our GoFundMe at
just join our Patreon.
For science.
We're going to go document things.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about UFOs.
Okay, I'm down.
I just have a tiny little paragraph about UFOs, but a fata morgana can display an object that is located below the astronomical horizon as an apparent object hovering in the sky. It can magnify and distort, make them look absolutely unrecognizable. So a lot of reported UFOs actually just turn out to be mirages.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's sad, but also very cool.
Yeah. That's all I have about UFOs. I thought they deserved a mention.
Yeah, they definitely deserve a mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's sad. It's either a mirage or a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Or aliens.
Or
It's
aliens.
always aliens.
Yeah.
What if
Bobby Lasagna says yes?
Oh, I
Could it
forgot
be?
Bobby Lasagna. He needs to come back.
He did just now. Didn't you hear him?
No, I heard you. I heard you talking about me there, Jess.
Oh my goodness.
And I agree. Bobby Lasagna here saying, yes, aliens do exist.
It wasn't a mirage.
They want you to think that.
Oh man. I have a bit of poetry to end with.
Okay, good. That will lead me into poetry.
Poetry. This is not by Poe. This is by Sigu. This is by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Oh, really? Do tell. Poe hated him.
It's hilarious. It's just called Fata Morgana.
Okay.
He wrote it in 1873. That's so funny. When I was like, oh, Longfellow, we were talking about him the other day, but I could not remember why.
Poe could not stand the man.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It all comes around.
So no disrespect to your topic, but I'm still going to read this
It's
poem.
good. 1873, Poe was already dead. It's okay.
Aw, sad. Oh, sweet illusions of song that tempt me everywhere in the lonely fields and the throng of the crowded thoroughfare. I approach and ye vanish away. I grasp you and ye are gone. But ever by night and by day the melody soundeth on. As the weary traveler sees, in desert or prairie vast, blue lakes overhung with trees that a pleasant shadow cast. Fair towns with turrets high and shining roofs of gold, that vanish as he draws nigh like mists together rolled. So I wander and wander along, and forever before me gleams the shining city of song in the beautiful land of dreams. But when I would enter the gate of that golden atmosphere, it is gone, and I wonder and wait for the vision to reappear. And that's it.
Well, I actually kind of like that.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Oh,
fun.
sorry, kid.
So yeah, that wraps
Fata
my
Morgana.
section up.
I like that.
Fata Morgana.
That is
Yeah.
very cool. That's been on the topic list for a while now.
Since episode 27.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's when I first heard the term and was like, hey, I'm putting that on the list. And then I drew it.
This is episode
cool.
53, almost like the halfway mark,
Oh, yeah.
right? Does that math? Yeah, that math.
53.
54 would be half of 27 would be half of 54. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's too late. It's too late for me. Oh no.
No, it's not.
Did I just delete? Okay.
Oh,
I
boy,
thought I
that would
just
suck.
deleted a whole section.
Oh, no.
Well, Google Docs has an undo, so that's good. I didn't, though. I didn't delete the part I need. Whether or not I deleted something else in my notes, we'll find out when I get there.
Cool.
So, Poe.
Poe, tell me about Poe. Tell me about the rest.
The little part 2, our
Yeah.
first part 2. This is just, we're going to talk a little bit about his writing and his influence. And it's not a long part. This is actually going to be kind of a short little section, but
Okay.
we can talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So last week we talked about Poe's life and how he spent most of his life in debt because Poe was the first American writer to make a living at writing. That was his job. That was his choice of work. It did not do well for him, but he was the first American to make a living
That's cool.
just live off his writing.
Well done, Poe.
Right? Like
That's the dream.
It was not known, like at the time, if you wanted to be a writer, you did it like on breaks from work or, in your downtime, if you worked nights, you would be sitting at your desk or your guard station, whatever you happen to be doing, and you would write stuff down. And it was just kind of more of a hobby than a career.
Yeah.
And Poe was the first one to go, nope, this is my job. This is my career.
That's awesome.
So
I love that.
It didn't go very well for him, but
that part sucks. But
I mean,
that's the nightmare.
That's the nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. But
Magnus, this is the nightmare scenario. I don't know. That just popped in my head.
Now I'm like, what? I don't have the response to that, but okay.
Yeah. I don't even, I don't know. Sorry. Continue.
Woo. Let's come back he was also the first major American writer to write short stories.
Oh.
So we've gone back and forth. I go back and forth on whether I like short stories or not, because if they're really good, I want more. And I'm very disappointed that the story's over.
If it's well told, then it is a complete story, though.
Correct. But I also want, like, I loved the character in this short story that was such a perfect story. I want to know more about that character. So, but I don't have any more.
I could argue that if it was a bigger book, it would not have grabbed you.
Probably.
As a short story did.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But anyway, Poe was the first American writer to write short stories, which is very cool. A lot of critics at the time believed it was just a cheap form of the novel. Didn't take much thought or effort. Like anybody can write a short story. Ugh. But Poe,
harder to write short stories.
I know, right? Because you have to get everything in there.
Yeah.
But Poe did it, and he said, there's merit down the line. He published a thriller called William Wilson, and what is described as the drug-induced pulp horror, Legia. We said
Legia.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I was like, we just talked about this because Vincent Price did the movie. Vincent Price did a lot of movies.
I remember looking up the pronunciation and putting it in my notes.
Sweet.
It's Legia.
Legia. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I knew that you would have that information. So this groundwork that Poe did with the short story opened the door for Kurt Vonnegut, Ray Bradbury, and pretty much anybody else who does the short story genre. Yeah, which is
a lot of people.
Like it's such a huge genre now. Yeah, which is that I think we take for granted. We're just like, I'll just a book of short stories. And just like, yep, got them. I got all these short stories now, and so we can thank Poe for that. I wanted to find a bunch of quotes because a lot of his printed things were literary critics or literary critiques that he wrote for the different magazines and newspapers that he worked for. Mm-hmm. And I really, really want to buy all the books because I was looking for some quotes and I found a couple, but most of them were like, buy this book. Or pay for this, hit this paywall at different places. Sure. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do that right now. But I do have 2 books that I kind of want to buy at some point. And one of them is a collection of his writings for these different magazines. Cool. His critiques of the literature of the time, which
that would be interesting to read.
Yeah, because he was
very critical.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was. One of his big theories was that if you're going to write something, or if you're going to critique something, the literary critics would be like, oh, Lord, such and such did a fabulous job with his writing of blah, 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 even if it was crap writing. And Poe was like, well, it's crap. I don't care if he is a lord, kind of that vibe. Yeah. He felt that writing should be judged on the merit of the writing, not of the name of the author. Okay. Or the author's influence in society or whatever, which I agree. Yes. And I love that. That's cool. I've often thought about that because you always hear about, oh, I'm writing my memoirs. Oh, I'm writing this. Oh, these people all through the ages where they're just like, books, 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 books. It seemed like everybody's writing books and getting them published. And it's like, oh, no, he just got it published because he's got a bunch of money to throw at it.
Yeah.
It's not a good book at all, you know? So Poe's like, make it good. Make it good. And he really pushed for a higher standard of writing.
That's cool.
And part of his job, he felt, was that he needed to expose poor writing. And a lot of his reviews would include a technical examination of the work. And he would point out like, oh, there's grammatical errors. There's illogical reasoning. They said this and then this happened, you know, and he would like tear these things to shreds.
Wow.
Which I'm like, good, because that would drive me crazy to read that and be like, that's not how those words work.
And like, if that kind of thing hadn't existed yet, like newspapers probably had proofreaders and stuff, but actual novelists may not have had beta readers or, you know, editors that would go through their work before publishing.
Yeah. And then like, if they were an influential person, you know, it would be like, oh, here, publisher, print my book. And the guy's looking at it and the publisher might have been like, this is crap, but he just handed me a check. So print his book, you know?
Yeah.
And so I love that. Poe had a really witty style, which is why I wanted to have some quotes, but again, paywalls exist. But his style that he delivered his critiques in increased the circulation of the magazines where he worked, even though it also caused enemies for himself. He earned the nickname the man with the tomahawk because he would just attack these authors and tear their
hatchet job. Mm. Sorry,
I just got tickled. Oh man, I think everyone, we've said it before, go to YouTube, find Shipwrecked Comedy, and watch Edgar Allan Poe's murder mystery
dinner party.
It's got a longer title, but
yeah,
Edgar Allan Poe's murder mystery dinner party.
Yep. Or just Poe Party.
Or Poe Party.
There's a playlist.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm going to read the one quote that I have. It's from the opening paragraph of his review of a book by George B. Cheever. I know.
Sorry. I shouldn't laugh at people's last names, but
and
George
it seemed
B.
like
Cheever.
in the 1800s, well, like 1800s, early 1900s, there were some wild names out there. And I'm just like, what? I love it.
It would be hilarious if his middle initial was A.
And George A. Cheever?
Achiever.
Maybe he would have done better in life.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was just a B class achiever. Anyway, here's Poe's quote. Quote, he is much better known, however, as the editor of the Commonplace Book of American Poetry, a work which has at least the merit of not belying its title and is exceedingly commonplace.
Wow.
I love that. Just little
Be an achiever, not a B-cheever. So Poe won't criticize you that hard.
Right, that was harsh, right?
Man.
It is exceedingly commonplace. Oh, man. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it comes down to he's like, it needs to be judged on its own merit, not their background or everything. And over a century later, literary critics such as Alan Tate, John Crow Ransom, and R.P. Blackmer, they did the same thing. They were like, hey, set aside who is writing this and judge it on the actual work itself.
Okay.
So again, he influenced how the critics were looking at books and novels and such things, which I think is really very cool.
Yeah, it is.
Ow!
I felt that.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
That hurt. Sorry.
Smacked the elbow on the table.
Ow, right on the edge of the table, man.
Oh, no.
Okay. Shifting gears a little bit. So, wait, did I have one more thing I wanted to mention? No. we're talking about his influence. That's where we're at. Okay. Did you know that Poe invented detective fiction?
I did know that.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That is cool.
I think a lot of people tend to think about Sherlock Holmes as the first kind
Sir
of
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah.
Which we should add him to our list.
I think he might be on there.
Life.
He is wild.
Yeah.
But his character is actually one of the lines I found. Sherlock Holmes with a French accent is Edgar Allan Poe's C. Auguste Dupin, who is the first detective. And
That's cool.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle based Sherlock Holmes on this guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was like, that's pretty wild. And I want to find these books. So the Murders in the Rue Morgue, there's probably a French pronunciation of that, not just morgue.
Morgue is, I think it's just morgue.
It is just morgue. Okay.
Rue Morgue.
Murder Street? Or Morgue Street. Yeah. Sorry. My brain is looping now. And The Mystery of Marie Roget and the Purloined Letter. Those are all detective mysteries. And they're usually like, Kitty, please don't walk on my computer, boy.
How else is he supposed to get where he's going?
I know.
He has
Come
to
here, sweetheart.
take his own path.
I know.
To.
Oh, precious little cat. But a lot of the conventions that we see today were in these narratives involving Dupin. So the brilliant amateur sleuth, the use of logic and deductive reasoning, and the involvement of an admiring narrator who documents the protagonist's feats.
Oh, okay. So
Watson.
Dupin has a Watson.
Has a Watson, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. As did The Great Mouse Detective, starring Vincent Price. As Ratigan.
Oh, man. Okay, let me...
I got a cat on my microphone.
I did delete some paragraphs, apparently. Oops. Okay. Since his death, Poe and his writings have appeared through tons of... Nope, that paragraph got moved into the wrong place. Sorry. Normally, we would edit this part out.
No, we
but
wouldn't.
Here we are. Oh, no.
I would leave that in.
I love that.
So I'm a little bit... What are you looking at?
I don't know.
Oh, your reflection.
Oh, okay. He's got it. We have descended into chaos with this cat. That was adorable.
Yeah.
Poe is also credited with shaping the genre of horror. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think that's a given, right? I mean, based on so much of his work. But he was very influential for Lovecraft, and Stephen King credits him with a lot of his inspiration, which is very cool. And it says that his exploration of psychological horror has really influenced the way authors of today delve into the complexities of the human mind, which is like any of his stuff that you read is all kind of...
There's a
it's dark.
Big psychological element to most of his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And they talk about like that sense of dread that he could pull out of his stories. And then also like he would invite his readers to think about the philosophical questions about mortality and the human condition, and, kind of just really thinking about things, but with this kind of storytelling thing instead of a very scientific, boring.
It's not a therapy session. I'm just going to tell you a really scary story, and
you're going to feel you're either going to feel better or worse when we're done, but we'll deal with that later. I think it's like, which is why I think everybody kind of discovers Poe in their angsty teen years.
Yeah,
You're like,
I think so.
Yeah, The Raven. It's my favorite book.
Oh no.
Like, yeah. He's like into really
poem.
Dark gothic horror.
Yeah.
And then you grow up and you're like, oh, now I get it. Yeah, okay. I really actually do like
You
that.
actually understand it on a, the level it's supposed to be understood instead of just
angsty.
it's not a phase.
It's not a phase. Or you have to flip your hair out of your face when you say it's not a phase. So, I mentioned this the other day. We were talking to your mom, and I started talking about, did you know about Poe's massive interest in cryptography? And then you were like, stop, that's for the podcast. And I was like, oh, right. Yeah, sorry. So he really liked cryptography, and he would try to, he was very good at it. And he had these, he would put these little puzzles in different magazines, and a lot of them were unsolved. He
really
put
cool.
2 of these ciphers in 1841. He put them in under the name of W.B. Tyler. One was solved in 1992, and the other was solved in the year 2000.
Wow.
One was a quote from Joseph Addison's play Cato, and the other one was based on a poem by Hester Thrale, which I'm like, Poe died in 1849.
Yeah.
And these 2 ciphers went unsolved until 1992 and 2000.
That's insane.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
And that just kind of shows like his ability to kind of really come up with these intricate puzzles.
Yeah.
William Friedman was America's foremost cryptologist, and he was heavily influenced by Poe. And he came from reading.
Did I mention him in the Voynich manuscript episode? Because that name seems familiar.
I feel like you did. When I read that name, I was like, that's very familiar.
Yeah.
But he was actually the one who deciphered Japan's purple code during World War II.
Okay. Yeah, I think he did work on the Voynich manuscript.
Okay. When I read that, I was like, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, was it just from a movie somewhere? I don't know. So yeah, more synchronicities with the podcast.
Crazy.
I wanted to find in my notes, and I don't remember where I put it, about he had a rivalry with Longfellow. He did like the guy.
Did you finish what you were saying about the
cryptography?
Cryptography.
Yeah, just like the last thing was his influence on William Friedman, who helped solve these ciphers during the war.
Gotcha.
That kind of like helped like with the coding and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And finding out, what the other side was doing and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool because, 100 years after his death, Poe's still solving things.
Yeah.
Like he's influenced this guy who has now moved forward into this place in life.
Yep.
Which I thought was really cool. Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh.
Pick a place and go there.
He cannot pick a place. He's got to keep moving around. So we know, like, I'm going to talk a little bit about Poe and pop culture. His work is in the public domain, so it gets used a lot.
Yeah.
So you have The Fall of the House of Usher, Vincent Price movie. Watch it. It's very good. The Telltale Heart. And then there was a 1932 movie for Murders in the Rue Morgue. And then in 1961, The Pit and the Pendulum. Those 2 are considered the best adaptations of Poe's work.
Oh, wow.
Which I feel like we just watched The Pit and the Pendulum not too long ago.
Yeah.
Again, Vincent Price.
It was around the same time we watched House of Usher.
So,
yeah.
And then there was a 1953 animated short for The Telltale Heart that was nominated for an Oscar, but the British Board of Film Censors gave it an X rating.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
which I'm like, well, if they were kind of working within the Hays Code, I understand.
Yeah, judging by the subject matter.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. Yeah. So Poe is influencing everywhere, but he only probably earned about a little over $6,000 from his writings in his lifetime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is kind of, oh, hi, kitten. Oh, my gosh,
The
stop.
cats are just everywhere.
They are
today.
everywhere, like everywhere. So, more pop culture stuff. Poe was in a Batman comic.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Poe was in a Batman comic.
That's funny
as
because
himself.
Vincent Price played a Batman villain.
There's a lot of synchronicities. He was a wild biker with a companion raven in a 1970 Roger Corman film.
Cool.
And he was in a Stroh's beer commercial. The raven motif has been used a lot. Obviously, he was in the episode of The Simpsons. In the Beatles song "I Am the Walrus," they talk about Poe, and on the cover of the 1967 Beatles album "Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band," you can see Poe in that big. It's kind of an iconic.
Oh,
He's in the.
Okay.
There's a picture of him in there.
Yeah.
Lou Reed's concept album was titled "The Raven," and it had different interpretations of works Poe's works by different actors, including Steve Buscemi and William Dafoe.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I'm like, well, now I need to find this album because I want to know more about it.
Yeah.
So while he wasn't really known much in his lifetime, he didn't really make it big. He is still like super influential. He inspired and influenced not only Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but also Fyodor Dostoevsky, George Bernard Shaw, H.G. Wells, and the poet W.H. Auden. And in the mid-20th century, he joined Mark Twain, Herman Melville, Hawthorne, and Hemingway on American high school reading lists, which I think is like, hey, you're in high school, you need this. Read these books.
Yeah.
Again, angsty teens going, yes.
Yeah, give me Poe.
Yes. There was a writer for The Atlantic named Scott Meslow, and he called Poe one of the few writers to have fully pervaded America's pop culture consciousness. And I think I don't think I've ever met someone who hasn't at least heard of Edgar Allan Poe.
Like, you know the name.
You know the name. And if there's a raven anywhere, it's gonna have Nevermore.
Yeah.
Somewhere near it. It's like it just seems like that's just kind of one of those, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just pervasive in the culture. And a lot of Poe's works, I have this last little bit, just a little bit about his work. It was a lot of it is considered or interpreted kind of autobiographically.
Okay.
So, and they feel like a lot of it reflected Virginia's struggle with tuberculosis and her young death.
Yeah.
The Annabelle Lee is thought to be about Virginia. And then also Lenore, the title character Lenore is described as the most lovely dead that ever died so young.
Aw.
And there was one critic, George Gilfillan, he said Poe was responsible for his wife's death, quote, hurrying her to a premature grave that he might write Annabelle Lee and the Raven. But like that, he was just being a jerk because the Raven was published 2 years after her death. So he wasn't even involved as part of it. But I mean, Poe had a lot of darkness in his life, He was alcoholic. He had a lot of health issues. Like I mentioned before, we don't know what actually caused his death.
Wow.
So he pulled his soul into his writing, and then losing his young wife on top of that to such a, she was sick for 5 years.
Yeah.
So that's not, he's just bouncing back and forth between our lives.
He is now in my lap. Yep.
I mean, so that would, that would lead you into that darkness, especially if you're, struggling with depression and alcoholism anyway.
Yeah.
It's not going to get much better, if the person you care about the most in life is struggling with the illness.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just a little bit more I wanted to add about Poe that I didn't want to drag into last week and make last week a 3-hour long whatever
Episode.
That's the word. Yep.
Yeah. That's cool that he was so influential, not just his writing though, but also like the critiques that he did and the cryptography.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
And it kind of just shifted the way writing was viewed. And then like, oh, you can do this for work. This could be your job. And also like write better, do better.
Yeah.
Make a better story. Give your characters, more the logic and the deduction or the, or more oomph to who they are.
Yeah.
And do it well. Don't just, don't just write it because you're rich and you can. You got nothing better to do. So you wrote stuff down and we printed it. But
yeah.
There are a few places, I almost forgot. There are some places where you can go where Poe used to live.
Sweet.
His childhood home is gone, but he lived in at least 4 different places in Philadelphia, and you can visit some of them. And then in the last place he lived in New York City in the Bronx, you can go visit the Edgar Allan Poe cottage. And there are memorial plaques and museums in Boston and in Baltimore.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was very cool. And I want to go visit. Yeah, we're going to go visit one day. There is, I think it's this one. Let me just double check before I say this. poeinbaltimore.org. You can take a virtual tour of the Edgar Allan Poe House and Museum there.
Oh, virtual tour. Let's do it.
Yeah, they have a video that you can do it's a short version of their virtual tour, or you can actually get a ticket and schedule a time and do a group Zoom tour.
Wow.
Which I thought was really cool.
That is cool.
So it's like they have that available for like schools and stuff like that. But
yeah,
we
I
could
wonder
do
if that came about during COVID.
My guess is it probably did. Yeah. I didn't dive deep down into it because to get more information, you had to buy the tickets and they would give you all the login stuff.
I think more museums should do that.
I do too. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love, because you can't travel all the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you could do
have tour guides available with their own little tablets that can Zoom, and someone books a tour with you, then yeah.
I'm here for it.
Awesome.
Let's do it. And I mean, honestly, I haven't looked around. There probably are more museums and stuff that do that. But if not, hey, museums, get to it. Yeah. Let's do it. I want to do it because I want to go to all the museums, but I can't.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Poe.
Yay. I'm just a Poe boy. Nobody loves me.
That's Poe. He's like, angst.
So I'm going to be super influential when I die.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't have a great life now, but in 100 years, they're going to remember me.
You're going to love me.
And we do.
Aw. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay.
Fun little Poe stuff.
Man.
I don't know.
It's going to be a short
It is a short episode. I know. Like I said, I was hoping to have a lot more like quotes and stuff to work with, but a lot of things. I mean, I did find a whole list of quotes, but I don't want to just read random quotes from his work.
Right.
I wanted to read like some of his literary critiques because that's kind of what he was known for in his time. But they are, it is, this title is out of stock and a reprint has not yet been scheduled. So I can't even get the book that I want to get.
Sad.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, man.
We're about to have I don't know what's happening with these cats. It's been a very cat-centric episode.
I know.
Oh, man.
I don't know about cat-centric, but very much cat-interrupted.
Cat-interrupted. We should do...
we need to draw cards.
Oh, right. Man, I feel like I haven't been talking enough, but I'm really done talking.
It's
okay. I'm feeling a little congested in my throat.
I'll take the Uno cards.
I have to fix them. I'm sorry. All right.
If you would like to become a member of our Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com. Wow, cats.
No,
I'm
not that. That's not the correct
hovering
address.
over my computer to protect it from all the cats zooming everywhere. Oh my goodness! Remember the days when we used to shut them all out of the room?
Yeah. Now we
And they
don't
would
even have a
just-
door on the room.
Cats, calm down.
It's chaos. It's fun. So where can people find us?
Patreon.com/JessandHids. Although, look up patreon.com/wowcats and see if
I wanted
that
to
gets
see
you
if that's the
anything.
thing.
You can also follow us on all the social medias. We've been quiet lately, but maybe that'll change. Maybe not. I don't know. It needs to change. We should probably. Okay. We say that every week, and I need to stop saying it. But
I know.
follow us on social media, please.
Yeah.
We have a Discord server that is free to join, and if you would like the invite link to that, Patreon is the best, easiest way to find it. I do a weekly sort of calendar post, usually on Sundays, that, talks about what we have coming up. And there's always the Discord link in that. And that is a post that is available to everybody. You just need a Patreon account, which is free.
Yes.
So yeah, patreon.com/JessandHids is the best way to find us. You can go to our website, jessandhids.com, to see sources, links to the sources that we use.
And the episode, just
Yeah,
as
episode
a little
list.
episode list
Mhm.
with a little synopsis of the episodes. And you can sign up for our newsletter, which I need to put out.
we
because
need
I
to write that.
didn't do last. It's a almost monthly newsletter.
Yeah, practically monthly,
Practically monthly.
but also not.
Nearly almost monthly.
Yeah. It's just whenever.
It's just when we feel like it.
Okay.
So we're not going to spam you with email, which is great.
Yeah. I'm going to draw a card.
Draw a card. And I will draw a card. I can't pick the card up.
Oh, that sounded like a bad That was just me trying not to react.
I can't read my handwriting.
This is going to, my episode's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
Okay. Okay. All right. I read my handwriting. I'm a little nervous about it. No, it'll be fine. Okay. Yeah. And next week's episode is going to be recorded ahead of time so that we can edit it and make it.
We can edit it and have and another thing
And
for
another
our
thing.
patrons.
Correct.
We haven't done that in a couple weeks.
I know.
I
We
feel
just do
kinda bad.
random things now for our patrons. Bonus content.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, I still think we have more patron stuff than other podcasters do. Just saying. We do a lot for our patrons.
for our patrons. I'm starting a RPG campaign tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
I'm
go
excited.
live and do live art sessions on Thursdays,
Yeah.
which is fun.
And they're really cool.
I have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do live baking. Sometimes Jess does live baking sessions.
I haven't
and-
in a long time. I should have done that today. I
Yeah.
made muffins today.
Oh, they were really good.
Yeah. I like them.
Yeah,
I was
we'd love to have you in our little community. And so, yeah.
It's a fun place. What is your war member?
Ooh.
I have two of them.
Can I borrow one of yours?
One of mine is the Stray Kids
Oh,
concert.
oh yes. We were talking about that over the weekend. That
Yeah.
was so much fun.
Yeah. So, Stray Kids, we've talked about them before. They recently, it's actually been a couple months, 3 months since they came home from their worldwide tour, and they had an encore performance in Korea. And I think that was near the end of October.
Yeah, I think so.
That was recorded, and I was able to watch the restream of their performance, and it was just really cool.
It was really good.
They put on a really good show.
And they talk to their fans in the audience
Yeah, a lot.
no concert I've ever been to. They're like, oh yeah, we just want to tell you how much we love you and how much, your support means to us. And then they'll just randomly talk about their songs or
Yeah.
different aspects of their tour or whatever, or just their life. It's crazy. It's wild. And I love it. It's just really fun to watch.
I've been to concerts where like maybe a couple songs, they'll share like stories that involve those songs. Yeah. Not necessarily the inspiration for the song or anything, but like, you know, fun story about this song. Because most of the concerts I've been to are like punk concerts. So they don't do a lot of like pausing and talking about their stuff unless it's just like a fun story.
Yeah.
But yeah, these boys were on stage for 3.5 hours. Was it?
It was
3.5 hours
to almost 4. It was a long time because I kept going. Okay, this is the end, and then they'd play like 3 more songs, and then they'd give this long farewell, and then they'd be like, "Oh, did you think this was over now?
Yeah,
here we go with 3 more songs," and you're like, "What the heck?" It was great.
Yeah, that was a good War Member.
It was very good.
Yeah. And I have another War Member.
Okay, good.
Today, as we're recording, is my little niece's 9th birthday. And I just got home, like right before we started recording, I just got home from eating cake at her house and watching her.
I mean, cake is always a War Member.
Oh, yeah. That's not the War Member, though.
Oh, okay.
But when I said I had to go, I said like, oh, I have to go record my podcast. Sorry, I have to leave early because I was only there for like less than an hour. And she was super sad. Aww. And she was like, oh, I'm going to listen to it. That's what I do every night before bed.
Aww.
And my sister, her mom had mentioned a long time ago that that's what Junie likes to listen to before bed. But I didn't think that she still did at all because that was like early days of the podcast. But I guess she still does.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah.
Hi, Junie.
Yeah, hi, Junie.
And I just remembered a War Member that I want to share.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Liam. Hi, Liam.
Hi, Liam.
Your other little nibbling.
My other.
I
feel like I have to give Harmony and KJ shout-outs too now.
Yeah, we'll say hi to them. No, when we were over there last week, Liam brought his little ball python Belinda out, and I got to hold her, and she was so sweet. And then I did a little art of her in a teacup.
Oh yeah,
and I sent it to Liam. So
cool.
But yeah, I'm very much like. I don't really like snakes. Like I don't want a snake, but I love holding snakes. I mean, if we had one, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, we can't.
We can't. We have the cats.
6 cats and a dog and a fish. There's no way.
There's no place for a snake in here. And I would make it wear a bell because that's what freaks me out about snakes is that you can't hear them. I would be like, here, wear this little bell. You have to wear this all the time.
That would be adorable.
We just air tag the snake.
Yeah.
We always know where it's at. But yeah, no, when you were talking about Junie, I was like, oh, Liam's little snake.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be my little War Member.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some pretty awesome nieces and nephews.
You really do. You know, got a pretty awesome family, I'll say that.
Yeah, I do. Hi, family.
Hey, fam. That's it for me until next week, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll have to go do some
next
research.
Week, episode 3. Oh,
what?
Another War Member.
Yeah.
Our podcast reached 6,000 views.
Oh, yeah. 6,000 downloads.
Yesterday. Downloads. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, downloading.
Yeah.
We appreciate you very, very much.
We hit 6,000. That's really cool. In a year.
I'm happy.
Yay.
Especially when 80% of podcasts don't make it to their first year.
Yeah.
Which is wild. So here we are. We're above average.
Oh, wow. I think that's the first time ever.
I've never even really been average.
We're
so
exceeding
this is really
expectations.
Yay! That's a War Member.
Yeah.
I've never exceeded expectations.
No, me either. Oh, man.
Wow, we're going to go. Yeah, well, let's go. Okay. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who listens. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Spread the word. Join our community. We'd love to have you. We're pretty awesome.
I think so.
Maybe we'll exceed your expectations.
We're going to try really hard.
Yeah.
Talk at you next week.
Bye.